What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get into what's going on over there with our friends in Iraq. There's a couple of things are happening. It's causing confusion amongst the dinar community. I will clear it up for you. All right. If you're thinking about buying precious metals, please give a consideration to our buddies over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. First-time buyers, if you are here in the United States or over in Puerto Rico, and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. The 6th, be there, be square. It's going to be big. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people that I admire, people that I like to watch on YouTube when I get a chance. We'll be there, and there'll be a good opportunity for us to get together. I'm looking forward to making some good videos and doing some good interviews. Anyways, you guys already know that I have another channel called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes, and over here I can post stuff that I can't on this channel. The link for this is in the description. Come join me over there, and you can listen to some other videos with some interesting content. You guys already know on Facebook I have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency. So, you know, come over here, and if you have any questions, post it in there. There's a lot of knowledgeable people. They'll be more than happy to, go through, answer them for you. Any questions if I can't get to you. And you guys already know about LBRY. I talk about it all the time. It's just like YouTube without all the editing, censoring, or anything else. You know what I mean? So let's talk about this. Remember I told you, hey, there's other things that should be taken into consideration when factoring in the value of the Iraqi dinar. That's why I keep telling you guys, just don't rely on just an RI and RV. There are other things that can make the dinar increase in value. And one of those things will be the devaluing of the dollar. You can see already it's happening. Look at this. Dollar stumbles into 2021 as bets on global recovery dominate. Yeah, the dollar, in many people's opinion, is going to lose a lot of value. The U.S. dollar kicked off the New Year's with a weak start as expectations for the global economic recovery bolsters demand for riskier assets. So here's the thing. Other countries are opening up while our nice people on the Democratic side want to keep us on lockdown. That's just killing our economy. That's another reason why you should bet on these foreign currencies, because the dollar is only going to get weaker. It lost ground against every major currency on Monday, pushing the gauge its strength to the lowest levels in nearly 3 years after purchasing managers indexes across Europe, Asia, showed factory activity gathering pace. Yeah, as other people are opening up, yeah, ours is getting killed. The euro rose as much as 0.7% against the dollar towards a high last seen more than 2 years ago, while the greenbacks touched the weakest levels against the Chinese yuan since 2018. Stocks and gold rallied as the market brushed aside concerns over the accelerating spread of the virus. Well, it's probably having to do with the vaccine. Investor sentiment is improving on the Rona vaccine, and rolled out the data point to a broad-based uptick in activity and economic activity. So yeah, this is what we're watching, you guys. Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We want to keep an eye on the power of the dollar. If it gets weaker, other currencies go up higher. It makes sense. If this goes down, the other one goes up. Okay? Checks and balances. Anyways, nonetheless, this is one of the things I was talking about. We do keep an eye on. You can see there's articles out there about it. Okay? We're about to get into what's going on in Iraq. You guys were asking about where to purchase dinars, because you guys are starting to get an idea it's going to go back up. And I talk about these guys all the time. It's NESARA shop. The link's in the description. They do sell the Iraqi dinar as well as the Vietnam dong. And you guys are more than welcome to go there. Again, I used to use another exchange, but I found this one. And they ship everywhere around the world where other people don't. Now, there was a slight delay in some of the shipments only because of, with the holidays and stuff, but I think we're back on track now. Nonetheless, if you're thinking about buying more Iraqi dinars, give a consideration to those guys over there at NESARA shop. They even offered to give my subscribers a discount if you use discount code Pimpy. So go on through there and give them a try, okay? All right, so what's going on and why I keep telling you guys there are other factors that are playing part of what's going on in regards to the value of the dinar. One of the things is, of course, everybody wants the RI or the RV. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm saying there's other things we could be watching as well, okay? We're looking for signs, economical growth, expansion, things being done to settle all the issues that international, other countries had with Iraq. One of those things being corruption. Here you go. Kurdistan's finance ministry announces illegal salary cuts for more than 10,000 people. What the heck is this? So it says the Ministry of Finance in the Kurdistan government announced on Monday that it will cut illegal salaries for more than 10,000 people in the region. Remember, one of the things we talked about before in the past was you got these people, they're corrupt, they're double dipping, triple dipping. Some people are they create these fictitious workers and then they collect the money themselves is what they're doing. So this is really bad. So I'm glad they're doing these. They started to do some audits and they started weaning out a lot of these people. It cost the government a lot of money. 10,000 is no joke. I mean, that is a large amount of people. The ministry said in a statement translated by Baghdad Today, in support of the Reform Law number 2 of 2020, the progress of the salary reform and retirement laws in the region have been determined, noting that the salaries of the 10,609 employees receiving illegal salaries have been stopped. What I think they should do is do a perp walk. They should walk these people out there in front of everybody, let everybody see them and embarrass the hell out of them. This is bad. This is corruption. This is costing the Iraqi people and it costs the Iraqi government. Okay, so I'm glad to see they're doing more of this. Look, I can't be more happy about the leadership under Al-Kadhimi. A lot of this stuff seems to be getting taken care of and it's getting done quickly. The suspensions included pension salaries for over 10,609 employees whose names were repeated in the biometric system more than once, indicating that the total number of people whose salaries have been suspended are 21,588 people who receive salaries illegally. And the employee who received 2 salaries are 719 employees. Dang, 21,588 people who are getting salaries illegally. And then you got people who are getting 2 more additional salaries, 719 of them. So you're looking at over 22,000 people that they just dinged on their radar. This is going to help out a ton. The employees who receive double salaries, employments, and retirement pensions totals 3,909. The employees who receive 2 pensions are 5,909. Well, look, it's okay. I mean, there's people out there that get double pensions because they've worked past 20 years at 2 different locations. I have a friend that's done it. As long as it's done legally and correctly, then I don't think it's a problem. But if it's all done illegally, you do the perp walk. These people need to be busted if we find out that they actually were involved in some type of illegal activity. You start doing that kind of stuff, it will discourage them from doing such stupid things. The central bank sales of dollars are falling to the lowest levels. So the selling of dollars. We talked about this before. When they start holding on to the US dollar, that's because they've lost faith in their own currency. What this is saying is that the central banks of Iraq, the dollar sales continue to decline in an unprecedented way to the lowest levels in years. Well, why do you suppose that is? Most likely because of the decrease in the value of the dinar. According to the bank's daily bulletin on the currency auctions on Monday, the total sale for proposed of strengthening funds abroad, transfers and credits, 8,135,000. Yeah, they're not going to part with the dollars. So how the auction works is these banks sell their dollars to where they get auctioned off at. US dollars is what they're talking about. And they auction them off and they start, what they do is the places that buy it use foreign currencies and then, they build up the reserves. At one time, they had way more than the standard amount needed. Baghdad did. And as a matter of fact, they still got a pretty decent amount of it. But what's happening right now is nobody wants to part with their US dollars. We're talking about the banks. They're not giving them up. That's because the demand for them is higher than their own currency. This is the natural response to you devaluing the Iraqi dinar. People don't have any faith in it. They don't want it. They don't want to use it. So now they don't want to part with the US dollars. Once you start increasing the value of the dinar, they'll be more likely willing to part with the US dollars. That's what this means. Al-Rashidi Bank issues an explanation about the resumption of its branches. Okay, so the media office of the bank said in a statement to the news, Rashidi Bank considered today it is intended for application purposes and closed its doors due to Sunday's coincidences yesterday of an official holiday. So it looks to me like it was working during an official holiday, which I guess is a no-no over there. But they're explaining to the people why it is they were open. The bank will resume work tomorrow, Tuesday, to receive its customers and provide banking services. So I don't know why it's such a big deal. We work on holidays all the time. So here's one of the things that's causing a lot of confusion to people. Central Bank, the launch of the, I believe it's pronounced a Buna platform for intra-Arab payments. Now, when I started off on another YouTube channel. We should talk about the Iraqi Dinar. I spoke about this, and then when I started my own channel, I spoke about this in the beginning. There are like 22 or 23 Arab nations that have signed to come aboard to be part of this thing known as the Arab Monetary Fund. It's what they found is in the past, it was hard to do any kind of trades within each other because the exchange rate differences made it really tough on them. So what they agreed to do amongst each other was create what is known as the Arab accounting dinar. That's how they would trade with one another. That's what they're talking about here. All right. So anyways, it says the bank in a statement said the actual launch and operations of the Buna platform for intra-Arab payment, which is a platform that provides real-time clearing and settlement services for cross-border financial transfers between Arab countries and in Arab and international currencies. Okay. In addition to that, what was happening is you had one country or one nation and another nation would be in some type of trade deals with opposing countries, and it would have some types of restrictions on what they could and couldn't do within the other Arab nations. So they wanted to end that. That's where this Arab accounting dinar comes in. The first movement was carried out through banks between the UAE and the Arab Republic of Egypt in the currency of the UAE dirham. The Central Bank of Iraq and a number of local banks have already signed an agreement and completed the technical requirements to participate in a project in coordination with the Arab Monetary Fund. And work is underway to adopt the Iraq dinar in the system for the next stage. So I spoke about this. Iraq is part of the Arab Monetary Fund, but their dinar was so out of whack that it made it really hard for them to be there. There was 3 nations, I think they mentioned, that had to do something to strengthen their dinar. And then in one of the articles later on said that the Arab nations went ahead and said, look, what they agreed to do was help strengthen their local currencies, which included the dinar. So Iraq is already part of the Arab Monetary Fund. But this right here is great news to me. It should be great news to you. I spoke about this when I used to talk about the Arab Monetary Fund, and that is they will include the Iraqi dinar in this basket that they were talking about. So there's different ways in which they calculate the exchange rate of these different currencies, but within this little monetary fund where all these nations are for the sake of trading amongst each other and simplifying it without having to worry about the exchange rates, they created this Arab accounting dinar. Nonetheless, in order for it to not be so out of whack, one of the things were a lot of these currencies, well, not a lot, just the 3 currencies that were so undervalued, they had to find a way to increase their value in order for them to be, what's the best way to put it, more comparable whenever they're doing their calculations for the Arab accounting dinar, because all currencies must be taken in consideration when coming up with the fair value of the Arab accounting dinar. Okay, so nonetheless, here we are. It looks like they're bringing Iraq in. What this means is, again, it's just my opinion. If they're bringing the Iraqi dinar in, they had spoke about this before. I'm going to go ahead myself and make the assumption then there's going to be a move to help strengthen the value of the Iraqi dinar. So I like this when I saw this. All you got to do is go to the Arab Monetary Fund. You can look it up and go in there, and it tells you about you could do the research on what is the Arab accounting dinar. It is official currency used between the nations to do trade. You can go in there and see all the nations that are involved. It tells you exactly what their entire goal is by creating this monetary fund. Okay? So it looks like they're doing, again, Iraq taking big steps to get back on track. I like this. This is good news. The participating banks in the Arab countries will be able to send and receive payments between them in a safe and reliable manner. While this platform will help reduce recourse to global centers of correspondent banks in clearing and settling Arab payments, which will contribute to reducing the time and costs associated with banks and their customers. This is great news. Okay, I like this. Again, I spoke about when I was on the other channel, I used to talk about this, the Arab Monetary Fund, who they were, and that they had their own type of currency known as the Arab Accounting Dinar. Now, I never did see what the real name of that currency was. It was called the Arab Accounting Dinar, but I believe it had an actual name. And this is just a platform. So don't think this is a currency. This is the platform. I do believe the actual official name is called the Arab Accounting Dinar. Okay, is what it's called. So this is the platform, and they're going to be using the Arab Accounting Dinar. They bring these nations in together. They weigh the value of the currency and come up with the actual value of the dinar. Well, what they usually do is if you go to what is known as the, it's 3 times or 3.5 times the SDR rate is what it is. So whatever the SDR rate is, multiply that times 3.5, and that is the value of the Arab Accounting Dinar. That's how it tells you on that platform how they come up with it. So this is really good. Again, I like to see that they're going to include in there the dinar. This is what we want to see, the currencies being in there. Again, these types of things help strengthen that currency. So this is a good step, you guys. Okay, so no, this isn't them. Somebody said, oh, they're switching over to a new currency. No, this is a platform, not a currency. And this new Arab money thing I spoke about in the past, some of you newbies aren't aware of this. So this is good news. Don't be scared. They're not switching currencies. This isn't just something that's internal in their country. No, this is something internal between those Arab nations that signed into what is known as the Arab Monetary Fund. All right? So no panicking. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. All right, so that's it for now, you guys. I just wanted to share this, what's going on so far. There was a lot of people asking me questions about the BUNA and what it meant, and is that a new currency? So no, it's not a new currency. It is a platform. The currency that they're talking about is known as the Arab Accounting Dinar. This is great that they have Iraq. They're including Iraq's currency in there. They have been signed with the Arab Monetary Fund for quite some time, but now that they're bringing their currency into the loop, again, I will tell you this, before the issue was with 3 nations whose currency values were too low. And then later on came out and said that they would work together to do what they could to help strengthen those currency values. Another major sign that the value of the dinar is going to go up. Again, will it jump up in this huge value overnight? I don't know. But my opinion is you're going to start seeing it go up in increments as economies recover, people go out. They start driving their cars around. There's more of a demand on the oil. The oil prices go up. We're seeing these people get their salaries paid. Now we're talking about opening up and doing more oil. Remember the new oil? Instead of just one type of oil, Iraq's going to be offering 4 types of oil. We see that the WHO organization is expediting the process for Iraq to be in the World Trade not the WHO, the World Trade Organization. We're seeing now that the Arab Monetary Fund is wanting to include the Iraqi Dinar into the little family of currencies. These are all great signs, you guys. We're already seeing the bank talk about we need to increase the value of the dinar. They never should have lowered it. So, again, don't get overly bummed out when you hear bad news. Don't get overly excited when you hear good news. Stay grounded. Watch what they do. We pay attention to what they say, but we need to pay attention to what they do. That's different. Last time reminder here, you guys, look, we talked about this. People keep asking me where to go. This is just my opinion. I'm just sharing with you because so many people keep asking me where to go. The place I went to is out of stock. Somebody said they got new bills in there, but for the most part, NESARA shop, you guys, the link is here. Feel free to come on over here. Again, in the discount code, you can use Pimpy and they will save you some dollars. All right, that's it. You guys let me know what you think, man. This is good news. I'm feeling excited about it. I understand a lot of you aren't aware about the Arab Monetary Fund nor the Arab Accounting Dinar. That's why I wanted to get in here and strengthen this out. So there might be a few days, a couple days where I'll miss posting anything about the dinar only because I am going to DC for a few days. If something major pops up, obviously I'll try to jump on right away. If I find a way to make the videos while I'm over there, then obviously I will as well. So that's it for now. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.